All right, guys, we are into week 5 of our Epic Mustache Challenge. So I got a little update video for you today, and we're going to see where we're at and talk about the struggle. And the struggle is real. So stay tuned. We're going to talk about it. Hi guys, Brian Haywood here. Welcome back to my Beards and Banjos YouTube channel, where we discuss tips and tricks for your beards and mustaches. We do some product reviews. We also do some special series. I've recently started a beard advice series where you guys can send me an email, address below, with a couple of your pictures and a little bit of what kind of advice you're wanting. Are you looking for style advice? Are you looking for product advice, routine? You're trying to change up something there. Whatever the case may be, you send that to me. I'll take a look at it for a few days, study it, and then try to come up with several options for you. And then you get featured on one of my beard advice series videos. So it's been really fun, have really good response to it so far. So if you're interested in that, send me an email. But today we are talking about another special series. We started the Epic Mustache Challenge. I think this is the end of week 4. So we're over halfway now, finally. And I'm struggling. I started this thing with Matt from No BS Beard Reviews, and I haven't talked to him in a while. We should be kind of connecting this week, but I don't know if he's struggling as much as I am, but I'm struggling here. So I wanted to show you my progress so far. Obviously, this thing is taking over my face. You can see my bottom lip. My top lip is way far gone. My bottom lip is struggling to stay afloat, if you will. It's getting to be where I can smile and you don't see my teeth anymore. When I'm talking, I sound like I'm mumbling because you can't read my lips anymore. So all of that is becoming very much a struggle. The ends of it, let me give you kind of the side profile picture there. By the way, I have been taking pictures every day along the way. Try to do one of those cool time-lapse things at the end. We'll see how it turns out. But I wanted to discuss with you today briefly, just a quick little overview of a lot of the products I've been using to try to hold it in place. I've got another couple of videos before the series is up. I'm planning about other kind of tools and tricks and that kind of stuff. But I started with, I'm going to basically talk about mustache waxes and that kind of stuff. A lot of people say, oh, I just put some extra beard balm on it, okay, which it can work a little bit, but it kind of depends on where you're at. What works for you one week will not necessarily work for you the next week if you're growing out and things are changing. And that's what's happening, obviously, throughout this challenge. So I didn't really try the beard balm a whole lot. Every once in a while, I'd put some extra on if I didn't want to mess with putting on mustache wax. But the strongest hold I've got is from the Luxurious Bastard. A good scent for that, if you're trying not to combine scents and have too much stuff going on, is the original. It's just kind of a nice, clean, sweet barbershop kind of scent. So that one's a good one for that. But mostly when I started trying to get the hairs to start to part, to go to the side, I used a trainer mustache wax, okay? And I have a couple of different ones that fit in your pocket, kind of like chapstick. I really like those because of the convenience, but this is the most convenient one in that I can actually put it on and get it to stay without having to use my fingers at all. So if I'm just really trying to, maybe I've just eaten lunch and I've kind of used a napkin or something, I'm trying to get stuff back in place, I can use this and not have to use my fingers and get stuff all sticky and wash my hands and all of that. So this is a really good one, really handy to have in your pocket. I highly suggest that one. Also, I've got the next level up as far as the chapstick style, but it's got a little more hold. So I can, and this is the Beard brand. If you can see, it's worn off. I've had this one for a long time. By the way, these things last forever. I had this one ever since I started growing out my beard. So this one's over a year old. I've got another scent as well. This one's the Four Vices. It's pretty mild on the scent. But this one is a little bit wider. I can get it to stay on a little bit, but if it's a really cold day, I haven't had it in my pocket, that kind of thing, I actually need to scrape it off with my fingernails, do it like this, and then get it going. All right, but it works well. It depends on how heavy my mustache is. This was one of my go-tos quite often. And then you started getting past week 3. Once I got into past week 3, I started needing more help. It was kind of interesting. You go through phases where you need a lot of stuff. And then I went through a phase right at week 4 and I was like, oh, maybe I'm not needing as much wax. I even forgot to put wax on one day and just kind of did this and it stayed okay. And then the next week it didn't. It was all over the place. So right now I'm struggling with it, but we have more higher hold waxes and I've got 2 of them here. It's kind of weird because a lot of times beard product companies making beard oil and beard balm is one thing. Making mustache wax is kind of a different thing for a lot of people. I know it may not be the best seller, so sometimes companies won't even make it. When you get into the competition grade waxes, they have tons and tons of beeswax in it. Start to use it for competitions to really hold things in place, that kind of thing. That's kind of taking it up a whole nother level. A lot of times those guys don't just use wax. So don't be afraid to put wax in your mustache. It's just a thing like, you know, high hold beard balm, if you will. But they put hairspray and they use hair gel that you use to spike your hair with. They use glue, the non-toxic glue sticks. They use all that kind of stuff for the competition grade. But this is beeswax here. And this one is the Bearded Bastard Simply Vanilla. And if you stay tuned to my Instagram and Matt from No BS's Instagram, dropped it. Our next giveaway, we're gonna have 3 of these to give away. This one is Simply Vanilla. And you have to work on this one. You cannot get it out. You can get it out with your thumb a little bit, but you cannot get it in your mustache very well. It starts to pull, it leaves bits and pieces. You'll start pulling out hairs. So this one, you really have to have the hair dryer, and I actually used it this morning. So if you take time and heat it up, put it in your mustache, heat it up again, comb it all through to make sure you don't have any bits and pieces in there. It probably works the best out of what I have right now to hold for the day, and then I'll have this in my pocket and touch up as I need. All right, one thing I don't like about this is just a push top lid. So I wouldn't carry this around in my pocket or anything like that. I like the screw-on lids a little bit better, but you'll see that on a lot of these little tins. This is the other one that I have. This is a lot of the guys from the do competitions talk about the Firehouse wax. This one is the Tacky, which got really good recommendations, and it is tacky, tarry. It is like shoe polish. So it's different consistency than wax when you put it on. So I tried it a couple of times. I don't like it. It smells bad. It smells like it's got like petroleum products in it. I couldn't really find the ingredients on it anywhere. So it's kind of scary to me. And it's just got a really thick film to it that I can't get off my fingers. Can't get it out of my mustache. So, but there are a lot of those types of waxes out there that's different from the beard oil companies. If you follow, I think it's Justin from 30 Day Reviews, he reviews a lot of mustache waxes and has been doing it for years. So you can get into that if you're interested and check him out. The other thing I have is there are 2 different things here where the consistency is a little bit different, and that's the Boss Man Mustache Wax. It's more like a creamy paste, and once you put it in, it kind of gets hard. To me, that works pretty good to hold the hairs at the top, but it doesn't hold the hair at the bottom where I really need it to hold. I found that wax does a better job on that. And then also the Styling Balm by Beard Brand is kind of the same way. It's not quite as thick as the Mustache. It's more like a cream. It's kind of interesting consistency. And then once you put it in, then it gets firmer after that. So those are all interesting things that I've tried, and all of them have worked well in certain instances, and it keeps changing. So I would really need to keep this thing for longer than 8 weeks, kind of get it all trimmed up like I want it, and kind of wear it for several months and try out more things and can really kind of find my style with it. But right now we're struggling and just trying to make it through the 8 weeks. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll be having some more videos soon. Have a good day.